It's your girl, Melba Pearson, also known as the Resident Legal Diva, and it's time for another Mondays with Melba. Here's what you missed last week. I did several videos for Legal AF talking about the ongoing drama with Lisa Cook, the first Black woman to serve as a governor on the Federal Reserve, and the fraud allegations that have been leveled against her. The Supreme Court did decide that they're going to hear her case, so that's going to be interesting.
I mean, Melba, just, what do you think? Here we have the President of the United States, and this is his go-to when he is faced with his extreme incompetence.
Listen, Dina, as I always say, Black women stay living rent-free in this man's head. I also talk about the whole backlash around Bad Bunny performing at the NFL halftime show and why that's more about colonialism and racism than it is about talent or who should be performing.
These people were like, it can't possibly get blacker. And then they were like, all right, I'll raise you no English. Oh, you think you're mad now. Ooh, we gonna make you pray for Kendrick. We gonna make you... Ooh, Kendrick, please hit us with some symbolism. I don't even understand what's going on now.
We also get into a little bit around the drama going on with our air traffic controllers now that there's a government shutdown and they're working without pay. And because he doesn't have an answer to the question at hand, which is if air traffic controllers are calling out sick, what does this mean for safety? How can we address these delays? And I also cover what's going on in Chicago in terms of the governor and the mayor, the governor of Illinois and the mayor of Chicago pushing back against having National Guard people that they don't need running through the streets of Chicago and doing crazy raids, including zip tying children, dragging them half naked out of their beds.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each.
This is not what this country is based on. We can't allow this to become the new normal. And snatching up people that were in fact American citizens. So we're way past any discussion of this being about finding undocumented immigrants. And now it's just an all-out set of constitutional violations happening on a daily basis. I hate that we're at this point, but as an attorney, I gotta let y'all know, if you or someone you know is detained by ICE and they are a U.S. citizen, you have the right to declare it. Say over and over again that you are a U.S. citizen. Demand an attorney. So, coming up this week, I give an explainer on how to protest safely. There's the No King's Day protest coming up this weekend. There's daily protests going on in different parts of the country against ICE. So I break down what First Amendment says you can and can't do. I also dive into the history of the island nation of Grenada. Now, the president has put pressure on them to allow the U.S. to place surveillance equipment there because of their proximity to Venezuela. So I break down what that means and why their history is a very big factor. I also do an explainer this week on mortgage fraud, because again, that seems to be popping up all over the place with the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, getting charged with mortgage fraud, that allegation also being leveled against Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve. So what is this really all about and how is it proven? And then lastly, I dive into what's going on with Qatar and the presence on a military base in the state of Idaho. Very interesting.
Tell me about your dream mask.
There is no dream mask. We don't want a mask.
Lastly, I will be on Court TV talking about Donna Adelson and her sentencing.
So I
very confidently predicted guilty unless something crazy comes out of the hat from the defense perspective.
Cordy, you're hearing it from Professor Pearson there. Melba, thank you for that.
So she was convicted for the murder of her son-in-law. And yeah, that sentencing hearing was bananas. Bananas. So I break that down on Court TV, as well as some of the developments going on with the Luigi Mangione case in the murder of the United Health CEO. So you can find me on Court TV every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern. And on Friday, it will be Melba, Make It Make Sense. And I'll be diving into some stuff there. So tune in, check it all out. Make sure to ask your questions because I am your resident legal diva. All right, y'all. Take care. See you soon. Bye.